So, good afternoon, everyone. So, this is how we create a store procedure for NBA games. So, in terms of getting the players and their team and then corresponding team. So, first of all, we're creating using codes, using an SQL code. So, back to the topic. So, we're creating a table that has the ano to? That has player name, team, so jersey number, their position, height, and their weight. So, we inserted also many players here. Like, so we have sample. Let's say for example, we enter the two teams though, like Miami and Celtics, the team. Uh, ano? Ano? So, next is to we created a store procedure. Okay, first is to one that getting the players. All players depends on their team. So, example, we created a team. So, we have a team parameters. So, if we get the Miami team, we will use the all players from the Miami team will appear. So, will display output. So, it will get all. Next is to create another procedure which all getting all the players based on their positions. Center, power forward, or point guard, so on and so forth. So, yan, like that. So, now, we use execute all. Like, the first one is to get all the players from the Miami Heat team, which is get team, which is the, dito, procedure name. So, let's go back to there, then procedure team, get team PR. Then the team parameters, which is Miami Heat, which all players from the Miami, which has the Miami Heat team will appear. So, next is Boston Celtics, right? So, getting all the players on Boston Celtics team. So, you get all centers, so power forward, yan. So, forward and small forward and point guard. So, I hope you learn from this one.
Hello, so good day. Here is our stored procedure for the game schedule of the NBA games. So we have here created a table for the Western Conference Finals. So first is the PID, Identity 11, and then GSW, Golden State Warrior versus Dallas Mavericks. So we have the date and the game time. So we have created a procedure here for the Golden State Warrior versus Dallas Mavericks. So we have three parameters here. We have game, date, and time. And then here we have insert into for the table Western Conference Finals and the values with our three parameters, which is the game, date, and the time. So here we have inserted all of the data to our parameters. So we have game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and their date and the time. So another procedure is the show game with game parameter. So we have selected these PGSW versus DAL, the date and the time, which are the columns of our table. So from our table Western Conference Finals, where the PGSW versus DAL is equal to game parameter. So here we will get the result for each of the parameters. So this is the procedure, show game, and then parameter game 1. So here is the table. The game 1 schedule in May 18, 2022, 9 o'clock a.m. By the way, we use here the Philippine Standard Time. So, yeah. So, we have game 2, May 20, 2022, 9 a.m. also. And the same with the game 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We have the date and the game time. We have another example here, which is the Eastern Conference Finals. So we use the same procedure. We created the table. We have here the Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics, the date and the time. So another procedure, Mia versus Boss. The parameters, game, date, and time. Insert into our table Eastern Conference Finals, and then the values. So we have here game 1 to 7 also, and their scheduled date and the time. Another procedure is the show game. So we have here game parameter, and then we select again the Mia versus Boss, the date and the time from our table Eastern Conference Finals, where P Mia versus Boss is equal to game. Here we will get the scheduled for each game. For game 1, the scheduled date is May 17, 2022, in 9 a.m. Philippine Standard Time. So, again, same with the other game numbers. We have game 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Scheduling is important, especially in sports, because here we can see who will play whom, where, and when. So that's it for the start procedure for the game schedule of NBA games. Thank you.
Now, let us proceed and explain what is user-defined function. User-defined functions are a very powerful tool. You should use them when you have a calculation or you will calculate the repeat or you'll repeat through your database. Example, calculating scores of NBA players based on their performance or MVP or fulls that can change during time is one of the good candidate for their function. You put all the rows there, pass parameter to the function, and as the result, get the desired number. But as with everything else, do not overuse them. Now, let us proceed to the create function or how to create a user-defined function. First, create the function, database /name, function name, and parameters. You can see this in our code. Next is return the data type as SQL statement, return value. After function, database /name, function name, then return data type as SQL statement and return value. That's all. Thank you.
So, ang binigay sa amin na part dito sa group activity na to is yung paggawa ng backup database. So, gumamit kami ng tatlong klase ng backup, which is yung copy only backup, yung file backup, at saka partial backup. Sa copy only backup, sinimulan namin since yung function na backup database, yung name ng database which is yung NBA games _ DB. To this, kung ano yung name na kung saan ipapasok namin yung backup files, which is yung e/back/NBA back slash NBA games underscore DB underscore copy dot back with copy only, para ang maging purpose na to is kukopihin lang mismo ko yung database lang talaga. Then next naman is yung log ng NBA games, na kung saan kung ano yung mga lalabas dito is automatic na magkakaroon ng kopya doon din sa mismong pinagalagyan ng mga backup files, which is yung NBA back slash NBA games underscore db underscore log copy.prn with copy only nga din. Then next naman is yung file backup. Dito naman is ang i-backup natin yung file, yung mismong file lang. So based sa database na NBA games underscore db, ang file lang na binackup namin is yung file name, yung file ng mga players. So nakita mo dito, backup database, then pangalan ng database, then file, anong pangalan ng file, which is yung players, then to kung saan mo ilalagay yung backup files ng players, which is NBA back slash NBA games underscore db underscore file dot bck. Then lastly, sa partial backup, sa partial backup naman, gagawin naming read-write only lang yung file groups, which is yung game series tsaka yung players. Then para mangyari yon is backup database, then yung name ng database, which is yung NBA games underscore db, then sundan ng read underscore write underscore file groups. Then sa file groups, since dalawa nga, so dalawang file group, merong file group equals sa game series, which is yung sa table series, ay sa mga schedule, ganyan, sa time, date, ng mga laro, and yung players din. To this C slash back slash NBA back slash NBA games underscore db underscore part dot back.